Well, hello. How is everybody doing? Can I see anybody out there? It's Sunday. It's just around 4:30. I don't know if anyone else is around, but I have work to do. I've had a crazy few days. It's been super busy, very good busy, not like crazy stressful busy, but it means I have been a little bit neglectful of my business. And I kind of knew that going into this stretch of days, but I got work to do. So here I am, Sunday afternoon, after a day of play. I'm here to get it done. And if anyone is looking for motivation to get their things done, feel free to hang out with me, put on the earbuds and do your laundry or dishes or whatever. But I'm going to jump right into my work. So if we are new to getting to know each other, hello, my name is Becky. I'm a full-time reseller of everything that isn't nailed down, it feels like. I would consider myself an everything seller, and I sell on eBay and Poshmark as my main platforms. And it's funny, I'm on most of the other platforms. Case in point, yesterday I got a sale on Depop. Oh, I have an offer. All right, we'll deal with that in a second. I had a Depop order. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Depop seems to have been making some changes, and they have a new-ish feature where you can place offers to somebody. So people can like your things and then you make offers. And for those of you, I have a few UK friends, and for those of you guys who watch in the UK, I don't know if you've had this feature for a while, but it seems to be newish in the US, and I'm loving it. So I made an offer to somebody, she counter offered, and I accepted. Great, right? You think? And now it's crickets. And I think she still has to pay, but I don't understand why Depop is in the eBay boat with people making offers and not having the payment already processed on the front end. It's very clunky, and I can't message her directly. So that's Depop for you. So I do sell on all the platforms, but Depop is probably like one of my lower ones, but I would love for it to be more if it could get its act together. And I'm also a consignment seller. So that means in addition to selling my own things, I sell for other people. And that's what I'm working on today. I have a haul and a half of Carhartt that I need to get processed and listed. So let's get to it. I have some friends. Hold on, Mouse. Hi, James. How are you? Jessica, Dumpster Girls. Hi, Jessica. It's you, me, and James right now. I share you out. Sharing is caring. Thank you so much. When you say you do that on your community tab, right? I need to get friendly with my community tab and figure out how to do that. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. I last time you were on with me, Jessica, I was like, I have to ask her everything about dumpster diving because it's oddly interesting to me, which I need to like stuff those words back in my mouth because I don't need to go there. I really don't. How are you guys tonight? James and Jessica. Don't mind the ice. All right, so here's what I'm working on. I got a huge box from one of my consigners who is helping someone who, to be honest, I don't really know the whole story. Ooh, I just moved things. I don't really know the whole story of where all of this came from, but it's my understanding that they are helping a gentleman who is who's been diagnosed with cancer. I don't know how recently, but now more recently, I think he is having to downsize from his house and he's getting rid of things, I think. And so they have shared that I do this for a living and that I can help sell their things. So I have these two boxes filled with like new in the package. I think it's mostly Carhartt, but it might be some other stuff. So I'm going to get through all of this and see what I got and then get it live. Also, you heard me moving things around. I am so excited. This coming Tuesday is my first ever live selling event with two old guys. So I will plug their channel and I'll drop the link here so you guys can see the fun, and you can come and make fun of me if you want to. I'm giving you permission in advance to come and laugh at me, but it's coming this Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is 12 Central time, which is where the guys are. And I think I'm the first one on their show, which makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. And I'm pretty well prepared, but that's what I have kind of like next to me is a whole bunch of things that I think I'm listing for sale. And I'm going to talk to the guys and try to get a whole run on that. So I think I go on at 1:15 Eastern time. So if you guys want to come and cheer me on, I'll pull up that link in a second and plug it. You're just peachy. Well, good, James. You'll have to check out Bucky Johnson, Hillbilly Reporter. What is that? Jessica says she's doing okay. She rescued 2 guinea pigs from someone who was negative to them. What does that mean? Were they were gonna get rid of them, or they were just not treating them well? Oh, that's a whole endeavor. I had guinea pigs growing up, and my mom was like, you can get guinea pigs if you clean their tank. And guess who ended up cleaning that tank? Thanks, Mom. I love you. I love you, Mommy. All right, you guys know the drill. I'm opening up my second spreadsheet here so that I can get my items listed and on my sheet so that when I sell them, I know what goes where. All right, here's a link from James, Amputee Adventures, for Bucky Johnson. We're not going to watch it now, but I'm going to save that and check it out. Let me see. Let me copy that link. Okay. All right, we're going to check that out. Thank you, James. I'm excited. I don't know. Should I be worried or not? Oh, they weren't taking care of them, Jessica. So do you have all of this stuff? I made a video if you want to see them. Oh, yes. Guinea pigs are so cute. I'm going to have to check that out for sure. Oh my gosh. Do you have space for them? That's a whole commitment. That is a whole commitment. The food, what did they have? Like hay or like the wood chips for them to use in the bathroom. And then you need like a water feeder and the food dishes and stuff. Oh my gosh. All right. What do we have? We have Carhartt 3XL, twill workwear. Oh, this is actually navy. Okay. Move this tag. All right. I don't think I have a price on this, but it's a long sleeve twill workwear. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to copy some of this because I have, I think, multiples. 3XL, long sleeve, navy. What did I say it was? Workwear? Did I say that somewhere? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Button down. New with tag. I'm not stopping to research what one of these goes for, but I'm assuming that will be at least a $20 take home. Okay, so that was number one. This is, so make sure they're all navy. 1, 2, 3. Is not the same thing. You are not the same. You do not belong in my pile. This is black. All right, so I have 3 of these. To bundle or not to bundle? That is the question. I'm not going to bundle these, but I am going to put it in my listing that I have multiples since they're new and people can buy multiples. All right, I love selling multiples. It makes my life so much easier. Smash that thumbs up. Oh, James, thank you. That's so thoughtful. I don't ever tell people to hit the thumbs up. But yes, that's a nice idea. So here's some of my channel. Here's where my head is at for the future of my channel. Oh, let's talk about the future. I'm so excited about this live selling that I'm starting on Tuesday. Now, I say this now, I'm very excited, but I could start this journey and hate it or be bad at it. So, or both, right? Or I could love it and be bad at it, or hate it and be good at it. I don't know, but I'm actually thinking I am going to quite like it. And so I do have an abundance of things that I need to move, that because you guys know I have so many consignment clients, but I also have a fundraiser that I work with, and they give me truly everything from their house. And since it's so much everything items, some of them sell for lower value, and I'm now just, needing to move them along. So I have a lot to get through. I'm going to work through my inventory of things that I already have listed. I'm going to go through my inventory of things that aren't listed yet, but that will go for lower value. And I'm going to, like garage sale style, move it out. But I think if I can grow my channel to get more viewers, I can maybe eventually do it on my channel instead of having to beg other people to have me on their channel, helping to sell my things. And the reason why live selling on YouTube is so interesting and exciting to me. Hold on, let's rewind for a second. If you've watched my channel for more than 5 minutes, you know that I've probably picked everybody's brain that I've ever spoken with. Like, tell me what you know about live selling. Tell me. Okay, I'm writing down. I have the same exact shirt in black. Here it is. Okay, so what I've identified is live selling on Poshmark is great. Also, like with the low value starts and all that stuff. But then they'd still take their 20%. I wish Poshmark did like a live selling, like if you're going to have $3 starts, Poshmark takes $2.95 out of that sale. So it's still, I can't wrap my head around the 5 cents thing. But shouldn't they say, like, if you're going to make a $3 live sale, like, let's work with you on the commission or something? I don't know. I feel like that would be helpful. Thanks, Poshmark. James says UPC. Oh, come on. James, you want me to use camel? Jessica, you have 5 now? Oh my gosh. 5 guinea pigs? I mean, I guess that's good because then you're experienced and you know what you're doing. But that's like a lot. I hope they're in different tanks. Or maybe not. Although then you are gonna have fur babies. George! Hi, George. George, I feel like I haven't seen you in like 100 million years. It's been way too long. And I think there's like 3 or 4 of your videos that I have half watched or like saved to watch because I'm like, I need to catch up on everything. How are you? What have you been up to? Last night, by the way, George, I wanted to watch your, were you on with the girls? Maybe not. Maybe you were just leaving when I was coming on Veronica's channel. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to like jump in and hear all the things and listen to everybody. But I was so tired. I went to a party at my friend's house and she had a band playing in the backyard and all these heaters and stuff. So we weren't freezing cold and we had so much fun. I was drinking this, what was it? I think it was Smirnoff. It was pumpkin pie flavored vodka with ginger ale. So it was like sweetness overload. And I don't usually drink soda. So I think like, I don't know if I was drunk or on a sugar high, but I was having a really good time. And then there was music and dancing and we just had so much fun. And when I got home and saw Veronica was live, I was like, oh my God, I want to jump in and hear everybody. But I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'll make it. So I tried to be on for like 10 minutes. And then I was like, I'm just too keyed up, but also like needed to get things done around the house and get settled, or else I was going to not have a good night. So UPC, what James, you want like a number? RN number, you don't need to look this up for me. You're being so sweet. This is a 3X. This is black. It's relaxed fit. Is it black? I don't know what this is. Oh, this one's short sleeve. Relaxed fit Carhartt rugged. What did I just see? Rugged flex stretch. Okay, let's write that down. Say that 4 times fast. So I was just talking about live selling and now I've gotten totally distracted. This is not, what color is it? This is not black. Hold please. This is, don't say. I don't want to have to open this bag up to see. Show yourself to me. I don't know what color this is. I am good. You know what, James? I'm gonna have to camel. I'm gonna have to look up the UPC because I can't tell what color it is and it doesn't say it on the tag. It's like I want to say green, like a deep, not hunter green, like a deep khaki. It's khaki. It's a tacky khaki. It's not tacky. It's beautiful. All right, so navy button down, 3XL. This is a short sleeve, green button down, new with tags. Okay, we need to do some research here. Read off the UPC and I'll enter it. 8868597065. I repeat, 8868597065. It also above that, James says 101555 101555. And then to the right of that says 316. So there's that. I don't know. Jessica says, hi, everyone coming in. But then she says, bye, everyone have to go. Bye, Jessica. I hope your guinea pig babies are doing well now that you've adopted them. They're in a better place. James, thank you for doing my dirty work. You want to be my assistant, James? You're hired. James, we have to talk about our talk show. James, George says he couldn't sleep last night and caught Veronica's live. George, you do this way too much. And you edited a video. Ooh, pumpkin spice vodka. I know. I didn't know that was like a thing. And can I just tell you, I know what I'm bringing to Thanksgiving dinner now. I'm bringing like a big jug, not a bottle, a jug of that with ginger ale because it was like so good. You've fallen in love with everything pumpkin spice this year. Yeah. So this party was epic. It was at my friend's house, but she has in her basement, she has like a whole bar set up in the basement, and she had a bartender there, which I guess makes sense because like when you're having, it was a pretty big party. She had a lot of people there. And so there was a bartender. So I actually don't really know what it was or what was in it, but the bottle had a piece of pumpkin pie on it. and so I think it might've been pumpkin spice. It might've been pumpkin pie, but it was like drinking candy. I tasted zero alcohol and all sweetness, and it just went down so smooth. Maybe he put a lot of ginger ale. We'll go with that. I don't know. You might want to buy it. Oh, James, you want to buy the Carhartt? Give you the number. Do you need it again? Oh, forest green. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to put that in here. Run fast. That's my Jenny impression. A zero before that. Show you the number. Show me the money. It's not that important, James. I'll look it up when I do my. See, I don't want to take it out of the bag. See, what are you going to screenshot? There it is. Is that backwards? Hold on. Do I need to flip my screen? Don't make me flip my screen. Hold on. Layouts. Screen layout. Crop solo background. I know that there's a way to flip my screen. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know. Would you guys want to come on live? I'll send the link. Hold on. I just see that option here too. I don't know how to flip it. James, don't ask me these difficult questions. I know you actually didn't ask. You actually didn't ask for that. Copy. Okay. Here's a link if you guys want to join me live. You're totally welcome to join the party. George is listing scheduling, so you're behind. Don't you hate that feeling of being behind? I am perpetually in behind mode. You glitched. Hold up the UPC. That's an item number. Hold on. I'm glitching. Worser things have happened. Oh dear. So I was talking before about going live, right? With selling. So I'm not interested in Poshmark live selling right now because I don't think that for such low, like the things I have to sell live are the things that aren't really moving and for like good value and whatever. So I'm going to put them on, YouTube. And the nice thing about YouTube, selling live on YouTube is, drumroll please, they don't take a commission. So all the money goes right in my pocket. And therefore, when I'm selling for my consigners or for these charity organizations, whatever, they get all the profit. It works out beautifully. Same thing like with Whatnot. Whatnot takes a percentage. So here comes James. Hey, James. Oh, dear. Where'd you go? Now it's your, is that Bucky?
This is Bucky. How you doing?
Hi, Bucky.
Now that was an item number off the shirt. That wasn't the UPC. UPC right. It's close to that, but no.
I know the UPC is on the tag, and the tag was folded over. But hold on. Oh wait, there's a different one.
It was, and you got to go slow. I only went second grade, so you know.
It's harder to see because that other one was on the actual on the outside of the bag, and then this one is actually in the bag.
Oh no, I'm off of YouTube now, so I can't see.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see. Your job is not to do my dirty work.
Read that number.
Okay, it's
0, right?
8868 597 06450.
4, 5,
And there you
0.
have it.
Is there a 0 in front of the 8, like
No.
off to the wayside?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked for that. It's
not coming up, and it's. Are you sure there's not a 0 off to the far edge of the barcode itself?
Nope. There's an 8. It's like
All
8,
right.
and then there's a space, and then it's 86859. The
8,
rest
8.
of it.
Okay, I got 8868587064050.
597.
5.
And
No.
let me tell you, James, this is riveting YouTube content right here. George!
Yeah. We didn't find any results for this. Nope. Maybe you try a less specific search term.
It's so fine. You know what? I will look it up, James. I
Search
appreciate
that. Tell me those the make, model, and
Move on. It's totally fine. It's not worth it. It's a Carhartt
I'm
shirt.
into it now. I was into it now. Got to know. I got to know, Mousy.
What else do you want to know?
Make, model, serial number.
You want the RN number?
Give me the make and model.
Make and model. All right, 101.
No, the guy. What's the brand name? Brand, you know.
It's Carhartt.
Carc. See, I only went second grade. Carhartt.
Carhartt.
Double
George, how are you?
I knew it was a double T. Okay, Carhartt shirt. Does it say anything special about that shirt?
Relaxed fit, short sleeve.
Relaxed fit, short sleeve. It's a shorty. It's a shorty. Yeah,
I have another. So, George, I took in this crazy haul from one of my consigners. That's all this new with tags stuff that I'm trying to get through. And James is taking it upon himself to do my dirty work for me.
I don't find it. No, it ain't there. No, I need that good UPC number.
It's totally fine. I've moved on. It's not worth looking up anymore. I'll look it up when I go to post it because I'm not.
What's he going to sell that for?
I don't know. I guess I just need to see what the retail is, and I have to
go through your store and see what you've got.
You know what I'll do, James? I will email you right before I list it. I'll email you and I will say, James, I'm about to list this. I'm going to list it for this much. Do you want it? And then I'll say, I have this many in this configuration. Because here, look, I have another one here, and this is the exact same shirt.
See, I got my cousins up on the holler. You know, she might want it. She's about that big, yeah.
I have another one in navy, and I think another one in navy. So
I don't like those navy bolts. No, I like army. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my. What's up in your world tonight, James?
Murder.
Murder?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I got bored, so I started doing an investigation.
What?
On the president of the synagogue in Detroit. She was murdered October 21st.
Oh.
In her driveway.
Local to you?
In Detroit. No, it's probably about 150 miles away from here. I'm between Detroit and Chicago.
Okay.
And this woman, she was a board president of the synagogue in Detroit, big into politics, was the deputy director for the one politician, Nesser, that got the sanctions against her for saying negative Jewish comments. She was stabbed came home from a wedding and was killed in her house and stumbled outside and found on her driveway.
Oh my gosh. I hadn't heard any of this, and it just
arrested a subject Friday this last week. in a town where two hip chicks are from, Kalamazoo.
Oh.
Arrested him, questioned him, released him, arrested him on Wednesday, released him on Friday, and have not named the subject or given any details about the case or what's going on. So I started an investigation and started seeing what I could do.
Wow. So George, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me, George got me into that show. What is it called again? The one with the Don't Fuck with the Cats. That's the only time you'll hear me say that word. Don't F with cats. Have you heard of this, James?
No, but I've just heard the mouse curse. I've never heard you say that.
By the way, hello, Patrick. How are you? Patrick says, hello, panel and chat. So he's saying hi to everybody, and he's saying, stopping in to light up the thumbs up. Thank you for that.
Está bien. Sí,
I appreciate
bien,
the thumbs
bien.
up. So the show is called Don't F with cats or with the cats or whatever. Okay. And George is the one who got me into it. And it's about this guy who did this awful thing started with cats, but it evolved into something much more. And he was like teasing this group that was trying to bring him down on the internet. And then these behind the scene internet vigilantes, kind of like you, James, like figured it out on the back end and were like instrumental in helping to bring him down once they pulled in like the law officials and stuff. But like they were kind of ahead of where the police were, and it became international. It was, yeah. George, did you end up listening to Scamanda? And by the way, George, I don't hear your audio. Oh, you didn't get to. Now I hear you now. Yeah.
No, I haven't listened to Scamanda, but I have started watching the Daisy and the Six, and I'm stopping myself from binge watching it. So I'm trying to do like one every week, because I watched 3 in a row, and then I was like, I can't because it's so good. So I have to watch them once a week now, just so I can enjoy it and really take it in.
Yeah. What do you think of the music?
Oh, it's so good.
I know, right? And they're all like really performing.
I was going to say, because I didn't know that Sam Claflin could sing, but he actually does. He's got like kind of Chris Christopherson kind of feel, hasn't
he? Do you like it? Because I feel like I liked his voice. I thought he did a nice job with it. But like his other roles in comparison, you're like, okay, and he's like playing the guitar.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's like, I didn't know he was so kind of like multi-talented. Triple threat.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
But no,
yeah, I had
to
actually. Good. Yeah, I Googled it because I was so curious, because it's hard to like lip sync or impersonate some of that like real talent and everything. And I was like, are they doing it or not? And they totally all are real singing, real playing and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying it as much as I am. I'd hate to have recommended something and you'd be like, oh, Becky, this sucks.
No, I remember seeing a trailer for it ages ago, and I was just like, oh, I'll get to it. And then when you recommended it, I was like, oh, it must be good. So I thought I'd binge watch it. And then I stopped myself on like the 3rd episode when she gets into the band.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I can't watch more than that because I'll end up watching the whole lot in a night, and I'll be like, oh my God. And then I'll forget what's happened. So I'm kind of breathing myself.
Well, you probably have heard of this, George. And oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it. It's stars Ricky Gervais. Okay. It's where he just doesn't give a shit about people. He said, I don't care anymore.
Is it that one on Netflix? The one where his wife dies? Afterlife.
Yes. That is so good.
It's really good.
That's one of the shows I would recommend.
Yeah.
Do you guys know each other, by the way? James, George.
I remember George. Now, you've been around for quite a while, yes?
On and off.
I was back with like a finger picker from Florida, the Picker Queen, Raking Profits.
I've heard of Raking Profit.
Say again?
I've heard of Raking Profits.
Steve Rakin, yeah. Chris Green, Dallas Moore. We were in a big reseller community. We started the whole thing back in like 2002.
I didn't know that, James. That's interesting. I don't know.
I had a different channel back then.
I remember you said that.
Yeah, I used to go by the moniker Callie Picker.
I remember that, but I didn't know that you knew some of these other YouTubers. And George, how long have you been on YouTube?
Well, technically, I've been on about 5 years, but I didn't.
Oh
I started a little bit earlier on. Like it was. I was looking at some of my old like YouTube videos. Like, oh my god, it's so badly done. It's really bad. And like since coming back, I thought, now I'm going to dedicate my time to it, and really, I'm going to go forward. So I've been on literally a year next week. I think it is. I think a year next week.
Oh my gosh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
You have to do a big celebration.
Well, I started with like for real. I started on December the 1st for Vlogmas. That's one of the things I thought I'll start that, and that'll kickstart me. And so yeah, it took it. It's good.
So tell me what's your impression of Vlogmas? Is it just where everybody vlogs like once a day, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's like every day. It's like a vlog. I found it really tiring. It was so exhausting.
But were you just coming on live, or were you like journaling your day, or like what were you?
It was like an actual vlog, but like every single day. And I tried to make it like 10 minutes long, but like sometimes I just couldn't. And I was just like, okay, I'm just going to come on for 2 minutes. And talk about it was so
check
much.
that box. I did it.
Yeah, I mean, somebody suggested, it's like, why don't you just go live every day? And then you don't need to edit anything, and it's technically Vlogmas. Right. I was like, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it needs to be like a vlog style, like this is my day kind of thing. So I think I might do that. I don't know, but there's a friend, Karin, who hasn't been. She used to be on YouTube, and she's a reseller, but she's doing Vlogmas. I believe she's coming back to YouTube, and she's doing Vlogmas. So I'll be interested to see other people's diaries to see what they're doing. Oh, sorry, my dog's here.
Plug it bring your puppy up so we can see doggy.
Who is that? Patrick Murphy? He should come on here and check.
Big puppy.
Oh, tell me your dog's name again. I don't remember.
Buster.
Buster. Hi, Buster. Oh, you're looking so happy.
He's not there. Who's this?
Buster. Hi, Buster.
Yeah,
he's like, Dad, I hear my name. I don't get it.
He's like, where is it coming from?
Yeah, who's this person? Patrick just put in the chat that Veronica is shy, but she wants to do Vlogmas all 25 days. So, Patrick, what do you mean she's shy? Like she wants to, but she's like afraid of the commitment? It does seem like a big commitment, I have to be honest. Real quick, have you guys heard of this brand? Cubavera?
No. That sounds like a nautical brand or something like that. You find it like a port or a club.
I was thinking it's more like resort wear, like if it's Cuba or like something with like palm trees or some kind of like vacation wear, but I've never heard of it. So I don't. This is another episode of Cash or Crap where I don't know if
hello there, Johnny.
Or not at all.
Hi, Cajun Roots. How you's doing?
Oh, it's Johnny here. Johnny, we have quite the little party going on. Johnny, I dropped the link in the chat. I can do it again, I think, if it's still live. Oops, that's not it. If you want to join us as we're chatting along,
you can also pan it. You know how to pan those things?
I don't, but hold on, I'll figure out. Do I give it a star?
You kind of scroll back up there, and you see those little dotty things, and you click that dot and say pin message to top.
Oh, I gave it a star. What does the star do?
Oh, that starts it for us, but if you pin it, it works better.
All right, hold on. Hold, please. I couldn't figure out earlier how to
buttons and technology. That stuff's tough. I get it, but it's tough for me too.
Yeah, I don't see. So the three dots that I have on my thing say put user in timeout. And that's me. The comment
No,
was
don't put
mine.
yourself in timeout. No, honey. No, no, child. Just pin to the top. You don't see where it says pin to the top?
No.
Pin
When?
message. Oh my gracious. You can get us started.
I'm looking.
Unstart.
All right, hold
No,
on.
you can unstart what? Well, that make starts make your
What is
message.
this? What does the star do?
Go. You can't pin it.
That makes your message in the StreamYard. Marks your message. Oh, so hey, does thank you, Johnny. Does starring it then like help me save my place? Because that's helpful. I
He's
can't.
the
So
expert on that. Johnny is definitely the expert. Yeah, he can help. You should come on in and talk.
you know what I wonder? I think that I have the free El Cheapo version of StreamYard. George, do you pay for your StreamYard?
I've started to actually pay for it, but I know nothing about it. I'm not getting my money's worth whatsoever.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay. You pay from
have.
YouTube, right? Yes, you got.
Oh, thank
got
you, Patrick. Yes. Well, Patrick, hold on. Aren't you a moderator of my channel? Can you pin
and
it?
see, I can't see because I'm in that streaming yard thing, so I can't see. But if he is in blue, you got to do that in YouTube too.
Okay. Well, you know what else? Bucky, you complained and then I gave you the wrench. So you have to, did you notice that I did that? George, would you like me to wrench you on my channel so that you can come in and kick out any bad people?
Wrench me.
Okay.
That's so rich.
So the even funnier things, James, is that I have no idea who Bucky Johnson is, and you sound like quite the riot, but I have no context for what character.
He talks about the news, and he just did a first episode today.
Oh,
yes,
so is this a character? This is a character that you made up?
He's alive. I didn't make shit up. Oh. No.
I'm gonna have to get used to him. I'm gonna have to get used to him, James. The jury's out, George. What do you say? I think
sounds like you're joking.
If you were on America's Got Talent, I think we would give you the X Bucky.
No, that Patrick Murphy guy. He's a performer. Oh yeah, he can do it all. He does.
I
know my rights. Yeah, I know my rights. Yeah.
So Becky, do you actually live stream then on Poshmark? Because I know you're talking about live streaming earlier on.
Yes. So I have been flirting with. It's actually great that Patrick is here because I have been flirting with the idea of live selling for. Patrick, how long ago was it that you and I had this long conversation? And by the way, George, do you know Johnny, who just jumped into the chat? I'm like the queen of introducing everybody to everybody. But Cajun Roots Reseller is the king of this whole segment of YouTube. You know Glamma, you know Veronica, right? I think you know Patrick. So he has this incredible 22,000 plus subscriber base of the reselling community. And so I was talking with Patrick. This was months ago. George, do you remember one time Veronica and Glamma were alternating? They were doing live listing nights and stuff. And then I jumped in and then I said, oh, this was so much fun. When's the next one? And they said, whenever you host it. And so then Kristen and I hosted one. And then Patrick we were talking. And then after that, I said, I'm so curious about live selling. Tell me everything you know. And he then downloaded everything he knows and said, you have to talk to Johnny. And so then I got connected with Johnny and this whole other side of the YouTube that I hadn't been exposed to. And the thing with me is that I'm so curious about live selling, but Poshmark takes 20%. And if I'm trying to sell things for low value, it just I can't resolve it in my head, right? And then do you guys have Whatnot in the UK?
Yeah, we've got Whatnot, yeah.
So the same thing with them. I mean, like the commission is less, but still, especially because I'm selling on consignment and I'm trying to make a profit for my consigners as well as myself. And then also I'm just using this as like a low tier build into what I've already have going with my selling. Like I already have the opportunity to sell things for higher value, my antiques, my collectibles, and some of the higher end things. I just need something to fill in that low rung. And so Johnny and all of his friends have these incredible live selling shows. Have you seen any of these, George? Like,
No, I haven't seen them.
Oh my gosh. So Johnny, I will figure out how to like plug your channel. I do know how to do this. I have to shut up to do it because I can't type and talk at the same time. And you know what? If maybe Patrick can link his channel, or maybe if James, if you can watch all of his things. He does he has an awesome morning show, which for you, George, would be like the afternoon show. And then he follows and plugs other people's channels who are doing live selling on YouTube. And that is what I'm starting on Tuesday. I've been invited by the name is Two Old Guys. That's their YouTube channel. And they are doing a Friends Selling with Friends event, which they do quite regularly. I think is it always the second Tuesday? I don't know. I'm so new to this. I don't have everybody's shows and times. Like there are so many people selling on YouTube and they all have like different time slots and audiences, and they all have different categories that they sell in. And so over here, that's what I was talking about earlier. I have not all of, but quite a bit of the things that I plan to sell. And I'm so excited to jump in because you keep all the profits. So that now I'm going to be doing payment through Venmo or PayPal or, any of those platforms. And then you do your own invoicing, or you can invoice through PayPal. And I'm so excited. I'm so in it and I'm so ready. So.
Hun Charles, you got so excited you forgot to do what you were going to do. You were going to go into YouTube and pin that message. And,
I wasn't.
And then you're going to go back also on YouTube and make them blue, give them some wrenches and some tools.
Oh, so wait, Patrick, you said you're not special. Did I not give you the wrench? Okay, I guess I have to do that. I know.
And I would if I could, but I can't.
So also Johnny said, George, I want to thank you for that great message you said about me in Glamma's live show. So you do know Johnny then?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, I know who he is, but I haven't followed some of his stuff, like because I'm never up or I'm busy during the day. So it's like you say, it's missing people.
You're busy doing stuff. Come on, I feel like you're always doing 100 million things.
I know.
And Kristen just jumped in. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Hello, lovelies and gents. There it is. Well, I'm the lovely, right? I'm surrounded by these gents. Kristen, I dropped the link if you want to join us. You're not blue to link. Okay, I will do that now. Let me know if that works with my channel.
And I ain't woke. I don't use no pronouns.
You're not woke. Oh, Bucky. Nope. Jewelry by Denise. Denise, you're another new friend of mine. Hi, it's so good to see you. We're just hanging out, chit-chatting, mostly now about live selling. Hi, Johnny. Hand pink waving. Cute emoji. I have to go to the YouTube chat. Okay, let me go and do that now. And if I get distracted,
good idea. Yeah,
I know. It's you know what happens. So, what do you guys normally do when you go on StreamYard? Do you start the live stream on YouTube like also? Do you do that at the same time? Because what I'm afraid about now is that when I go in, you're going to start hearing it, and then I have to mute it and all those things.
Yeah, well, you usually start that one first and mute that one on YouTube. And then you can go to your StreamYard and then you can have it. And also, you can pull out the chat. Just pull it out of the whole thing. So you can have that whole thing. Yeah.
I know how to, I think, it says pop out chat. I know how to do that, but.
Ooh. Aisha says she's elbows deep in juice and lemons. So I'm just lurking right now. But thanks.
Thanks, Bucky. Wait, you're juicing lemons? What are you making?
She's elbow deep in the juice and lemons here. Yeah. She's making lemonade. Ooh, some lemon drops. That tastes pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. You guys will be so incredibly proud of me. I am in YouTube. And if I just click add as moderator, that gives you guys the wrench, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, here we go. You guys, it's about to get real right now.
Oh, and also you can pin that message if you wanted.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Pin message. Okay, Patrick, I'm so glad that you set me straight with that because I was clicking on every 100 button over there and I could not figure it out. All right, George, hold on. You're about to be wrenched. Oh, you were. You were.
Am I already wrenched?
Yeah. Congratulations.
Ooh.
Oh, look, and Deborah's here. Hello. So have you guys been live selling today? I haven't caught anybody else's live anythings today.
I went to a couple auctions today, but I didn't see anything I really wanted.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. I think did I get you? Denise, I'll wrench you. And I think I have everybody, although this went quickly. Okay. Yay! Well, congratulations, y'all.
So if you have any trolls, we'll be well sorted.
Yeah, there we go. You know what, George, that guy, and I don't know if he's around anymore, but that one who was on your channel saying really foul things, sometimes he popped into mine a couple times. And I was like, oh, what do I do? Quick, what do I do?
Trolls are
just,
they're everywhere. You can't get rid of them, unfortunately. You just got to block them and move on.
I know. What do they gain from? Oh, you want to hear the?
Yeah, I know. You gotta do how to get rid of trolls. So, you gotta get a billy goat. Billy goat.
There you go, Bucky. So this morning I got a sale on Poshmark, and for one of my consigners, I sell. She was a professional figure skater, and so I sell some of her costumes and her warm up things and whatever. And we used to call them lollipops. They're basically like cover up. It's like a bikini bottom that you would put over your dance wear so that if you were doing kicks or twirls or if you had your leg up, it's for modesty, but they basically look like just like a bathing suit bottom, right? And so I had somebody come in and make the purchase. And then when I looked at who they were sending me all these messages right after the purchase came through. And when I looked at their account, they were like, are these new or used? And as soon as you see that, I'm like, come on now. It clearly states everything in the messages. And then they said, well, I answered them and they said, well, could you cancel the sale and then relist it for higher? Because I'll pay more for these. Like it just started getting really weird. And I was like, I can't right now. It was like too early in the morning. Maybe I drank too much of that pumpkin pie stuff last night, but I was like, I have no tolerance for this. And so, what upset me was I had to cancel the sale then. And, Poshmark dings you for doing that kind of stuff. So I kind of got really salty because I was like, now I'm pissed because this weirdo came in and made a purchase and then got really weird and creepy. And I had to cancel the purchase, which was going to help, hurt. Like your Poshmark almost goes into timeout for like a half a day or whatever. I was like, I don't want to have to lose sales because of this bozo. But anyway, I canceled it and then blocked them and then reported them to Poshmark. The whole thing was very.
That's all you gotta do. That's the cost of doing business. There was a time back when eBay first started out. They had this guy. He was sitting in his boxer shorts only and a pair of socks, and he had his big toe sticking out of the stock, a hole in the stock, in his stockings, right? You see, and he would pose like a Rodin guy, the thinker. You know that bronze where he's got his elbow sitting on his knee and his hands.
Oh yeah, the thinker statue, like
the thinker. That's Rodin, the guy that fought Godzilla. But so he would sit like that in a pose with his boxer shorts and socks, and he would sell those socks. Said they're used. I use them all day, sweaty socks, and he would sell them. And he would sell them for $50 a pair. Yeah.
So
that was a thing back then.
That's like the weird part of the internet that I want no part of. And this also reminds me of I have a new repeat buyer on eBay, which I'm very thankful for and very appreciative of, like repeat buyers, because I mean, come on, it's an awesome relationship. But it's a gentleman, or at least it's a male account, right, that keeps buying women's and little girls' shoes. My the ones that are listed are generally for me or for my consigners. And yeah, and I'm trying to not think anything of it, but it's like it's a guy's account name buying women and kids shoes, and they're not cheap. He's like paying full price for them. He's not sending offers and stuff. So I hate that there's a part of this that doesn't feel good at any time. But I went in and yeah, I know I have to, George. That's good advice. I looked at their account. Like I looked to see they had good feedback from all of their purchases, from the sales that they made. And then you just have to have faith that they're not weirdos.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the chat
for the daughters. You've got to kind of look. It's horrible, like because your mind also in this day and age, you just kind of go to the worst thing. You just got to kind of okay, well they're a buyer, the need for it. So,
and you have to think like so. Yeah, the shoes are all in the same. What's that?
What Patrick is saying, the very last one. Oh, honey, yeah. There's just
I know.
There are evil people out there. Just the other day, website, this thing where it was called Talk to a Stranger. You could go on like StreamYard like type thing and talk to somebody with video chat. And they didn't think, they didn't think about the consequences, so they were finally shut down. I think.
See that I automatically thought of the consequences straight off.
Yeah,
and I was
right. How could you not?
Yeah. But there are
very quickly.
There are those out there, so
yeah. Well, I did notice that he. What's that, George?
Oh no, I was just going to tell you my weird buyer story this week.
No, please do. Uh-oh. Are you printing things?
No,
I
listening to us? It with my elbow, and I was like, "Whoa!" No, I had two weird. I had a buyer that said that it didn't arrive. Classic. Checked the tracking, and it had arrived. But I messaged him. I said, before I checked the tracking, I said, let me check with the courier and I'll get back to you. And he says, okay. Within minutes, he had opened up a case of item not received. I was like, well, hang on, you're going to give me time to literally check with the courier. And then I get back to you. And then if you're still unhappy, then you process it. He went straight through to eBay and said, I want my money. I was like, okay. So I checked the tracking then, and then I realized it had actually been. Anyway, so I said to eBay, I contacted them and said, I checked the tracking. Here's a screenshot. It said it was delivered, and here's a picture of it. Everything was fine. And they said, right, okay, we will rule in your favor. So, this person isn't happy, and he's messaged me saying this is so unfair. eBay have not given me back my money, and I was like, well, it's nothing I can do. I've sent it off.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing with that. Then I had a really weird experience a couple of weeks ago. Someone bought a Barber jacket, and they're quite expensive. But this one was new. It was like pre-owned, obviously, and it was okay. It was in really good condition, and I sold it for like £60 something. And
nice.
It was just standard kind of a fare. And they didn't pay for it, and I was like, okay, I give 7 days for them to pay, and then
this is more than enough. A lot of people do 3 days, so that's generous.
Well, at 3 days, I send them a reminder saying you need to pay for this, or I'll cancel it. Then at 7 days, on the 6th day, I go, right, I'm cancelling it tomorrow. You've got 24 hours to pay, and then so they didn't pay. I cancelled the order, and then I blocked them because I'm not having any of that. Yeah. And then literally the other day, I got a negative feedback for the item that I didn't send. They said they didn't. This seller blocked me, and I can't rebuy the item. I
didn't pay for it.
That's what I put under because you can reply now. I put, well, that's what happens when you don't pay for your item. I wanted to say something a bit more salty, but I didn't. And I contacted eBay to try and get the feedback removed, and they said no, it's a genuine feedback. It's a genuine experience. I was like, well, clearly not. They haven't got the item, and they didn't pay. So yeah,
I think you may have somebody waiting on you, Mousy.
Oh, I do. You fell below the thing. How are you. Thank you for saying that. I got caught up in my listings. George, that's so crazy. And I had something similar happen. And I mean, the fact that eBay does that where you can buy something and not pay, like right on the get-go. I know that they're working around that, but come on.
It's annoying.
Patrick, how are you?
Well, I've been back here since before you made me blue.
No, really?
Yes, really.
I'm officially the worst YouTuber on the face of the earth. So there's this big panel that's like blocking anything below the little 3 that I see. I should make the screen bigger, but I have my spreadsheet up. I'm so sorry. I was wondering if you were like ghosting me or like you just didn't want to hang out. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Thank you so much, Bucky, for saying something. And also so let's look at the chat for a quick second because Timeless Jewelry, Deborah, she said that she's coming on in a little while, actually. So, Deborah, feel free to like drop a little link to your show because I've learned so much from watching you, first of all. And second of all, you have like a gorgeous, absolutely stunning setup behind you when you're doing your jewelry stuff. And it's so pretty. I want to like take notes and learn everything. And by the way, I do have some jewelry that I'm going to sell. And I'm trying to think of like this. I want to have a way to display it a little bit better. So I'm working on that'll be my
have any dead bodies laying around? You can put
no.
them on
I don't have that.
You cut their head off and you just have their neck.
Gross. James, I'm excited that you have time to like try to track this killer down. I think that's like a crazy true life.
Oh, that's what I used to do. That is what I used to do.
You were what, like a bounty hunter?
I was a private investigator for 10 years in the San Francisco.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had no idea. So I about lost my mind.
You should check out my YouTube channel where it has clips.
I've watched your videos.
Yeah. Clips
I've seen your videos, but I don't remember that. Patrick, you said, look at your back room. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Quite all right.
Patrick, you know I love you, right?
That's all right. Believe you me, you're not the first woman to ignore me, and you won't be the last.
Make me feel bad. Oh, Patrick. How are you? I'll talk to you in a minute. So, Patrick, I give you all the credit for, I give you all the credit for kicking me in the tushy to get my live selling journey started. And then I'm going to give the rest of my credit to Johnny for helping me answer all my bajillion questions and get me going. I'm so excited, but I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you and just being like, just do it. Just connect with them. Just figure it out. Just do it. Just do it. So I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. And, Johnny is a great resource. And I heard that you're going on the Two Old Guys vintage this Tuesday, right? What time is that?
So the show starts at 12 Central Standard Time. So it's 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And I will be on, I think I have the first slot, which actually makes me feel a little bit nervous because I'm like, it would be nice to watch the other sellers who were coming on that day with me to kind of get a vibe for like what they're selling, how they're selling it, who's buying what, who's showing interest in what, etc. However, I feel like just ripping off the Band-Aid is fine too. If I'm first, and so be it. So I don't know if that means, what's that, George?
Trial by fire.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So I can watch
guinea pig. Yep. So yep.
There you go.
It's just like the things you got to learn somehow. Just like this old place, you have to remember to look at your chat.
Yeah. Well, that's what you guys are for. I gave you privileges for a reason. You guys are supposed to be setting me straight. That's why. I feel like I'll get a hang for it, and just everyone has been so lovely and so patient and so kind with everything that I do feel like people will kind of steer me along the right way. And I have watched enough of their particular Friends Selling with Friends videos to see like what it kind of seems like. But every show has its own flavor based on everyone who's contributing. So we'll just have to set the tone for what the event will be. But I've picked out items that are a little bit of everything. and I have my prices set and everything kind of organized on how I think I'll present it. I've seen some, so it's all going to be buy it now, which I think I feel really comfortable with. And James, I think that was one of your suggestions, was just start with buy it now. And I've seen some where people go on and on and on and like showcase this one item, and they show it and show it, and then I'm like, no one's saying, so it's like time to move along. So I do think I want to be kind of quick about it, that like show it, offer it, and like I'm not going to feel bad if nobody's buying it. Just move on to the next item to keep it moving. I'd rather show a lot of things and give everyone the chance than belabor any one or two. Patrick, your hand is raised.
So let me ask you, are you going to be doing, first of all, I'll make sure you see Johnny's comments in the chat there. He's talking at you. Number two, so are you doing buy it nows or are you doing auctions?
I'm doing buy it now for this first show. I'm very interested in auctioning as well, but this is the whole entire show is buy it now. So I'm doing what they're doing. And I think it's actually a good start because I can set my price in advance. I know it's not lower than I would be losing money on anything, and that feels comfortable.
Gotcha. One of the things to take into consideration is when you're doing this, like right now, us on StreamYard, there is a lag in between when we talk and when it actually hits YouTube. It could be anywhere from 3 to 30 seconds. So take
that
that.
Much?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sheesh.
And it varies upon person. It's not a set lag. It's something I used to deal with a lot in internet broadcasting back in the day. Hold on, I think somebody's in my house.
George!
It's my printer.
As he was saying, it's about the person's internet that they have. Sometimes phones are faster. Sometimes, it says that live button is red, but it can be deceiving. It can still be a little bit behind. So even though it says red, right, you got to click over on the settings button and click the playback speed to 1.5. That way it'll be talking real fast like this, like a mouse, but it'll catch you up. Even though it says live, it'll be about 8 seconds behind sometimes.
Yeah, so I mean, I knew that there was like a small lag because obviously it makes sense that if you're streaming through StreamYard, it has to be able to get processed through StreamYard and then over to YouTube. But I didn't think it was that substantial. But
Kim, Patrick, it's important. It's important in auctions, but it's very important in bingo. You want to be able to tell people first.
I haven't done the bingo yet. I'll worry about bingo another day because that's for fun. Where did Patrick say where he was going, or did he just disappear on us?
No, he was waiting. He had some background noise. So he muted himself and felt away.
That is really sweet of you to switch our times. So, well, I don't want to do that to you. I'm sure you have your whole day planned out and whatever else. You said you're on at 1:15. So 1:15 our time, which would mean I then have like an hour to watch and see. Well, I don't want to make you do that. I feel bad about that. Like to switch things around. I don't mind. I've already like wrapped my head around being the first. So I'm just like, okay, we'll just figure this out. We'll just plow on through and figure it out. But I do appreciate you guys saying that because so even though I was thinking like churn through, show something, give it a minute, talk about it, you have to give the details obviously of what it is, but then move to the next, like keep them going. But maybe I will spend more than a few seconds on something because if there's a lag, but I also feel like, so like if there's a lag, right? If I'm showing something for buy it now and there's no buyer, and then I say, okay, moving on, and there's a lag, somebody can always come back and be like, I want.
That's right. They can always come back after the show and say, hey, I want that, please.
So it's not like, even if they're watching not in real time and if there's a lag, they can still jump on it and say, I'm not going to say like, oh no, that was 3 letters ago. You're done. Right. So
there's a friend of mine. She her name was Hot Mess Thrifter.
That should be my name. I should be Hot Mess YouTuber.
But she did pictures and did like a slideshow on YouTube for like a minute with numbers. Who is this person? Keep telling me.
You know who?
That's my cousin Bubba.
Jennifer does that. Doesn't Jennifer Hayes do some of that? Like I've watched some of her live events, and I think she does. It's all in it's all pre-recorded, right? Johnny, have you seen some of her videos? I feel like George, do you know who I'm talking about? Do you know who Jennifer is?
Yeah, wasn't Jennifer in Veronica's thing last night?
Yeah, and she's the one who actually you auctioned for, George. That's who all your chocolate went to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got
So
it. Yeah, I've got it on my phone. It's all ready for Monday.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that was her fundraiser. I watched some of her
yes.
So she is like live selling, but if I remember right, she records it, has it all presented and ready to go, and then she just launches it live, and then she takes the sales. I mean, like, how brilliant is that? I mean, she put a lot of production time into it, which I appreciate. But Johnny, I don't mind if I'm good with any time. Thank you. I'm gonna have to think on it. I really appreciate that. Maybe that would give me like good peace of mind to be like, okay, I'm not the first person. I'm gonna like watch and see how things go. That would be good. And that way, also, if I need to make any little adjustments based on how things are going, I have like an hour to do that after watching you start things.
Like how many items are you auctioning?
So I have a half an hour time slot, and I want to say like 45 items set aside. You good, Patrick? You back to the land of the living?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have a lot because it's just like just in case things run over, I have extra. Also, so I have a lot of jewelry. I have a lot of DVDs, and I have a lot of what else did I set aside? Oh, I have a lot of crafting items. And so like if I'm showing one or two and like people are really interested in jewelry, I'll show more jewelry. But if not really, then I'll move on. If people happen to be buying DVDs, I'll stick with it, whatever. And that was kind of my thought process, was to have extras, and then I could go back to whatever was hottest based on buyer habits. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking that wrong, but that was kind of my mentality.
Yeah, smart. That's smart, because you don't be wasting your time on something that doesn't really end up selling. You could move on to something else.
Yeah, and if there's a category that's hot, like I have a bunch of thank you, like they're cards, like they're handcrafted cards. They'll say like thank you or birthday or congratulations, whatever it is. So like if somebody likes cards and they want to keep going with cards, I can keep going and then offer them a discount if they want more, to create like a bundle of things. I haven't quite wrapped my head around that yet.
I have a off the wall question for Mr. Murphy.
Yes,
you like movies, right? You like the zombie movies?
The horror genre, yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you remember? I recommended a zombie movie to my friend Tracy Smith, and she asked me, "Do you remember when you found me that movie? I watched it as a teen. The one with the zombie and outside a mall." Now, I think it was called Zombie. That was.
By the way, Patrick, have you met Bucky?
It was a point of view of the zombies, and where all the people were moving really, really fast, and like the football player, he was making out with the cheerleader, and they were zombies, so they were just normal speed, but other people looked at him and they were like, that sort of thing. Do you remember what the name of that movie was?
No.
I think it was called Zombies.
Let's see. So Zombies was released in 2027.
No, she ain't that young. She ain't that young. She said she's watched it as a teen. She's an old woman. She's striking, but she's an old woman. She said she watched it as a teen. I think she just has Alzheimer's memory.
So what's your point? What is it about the video? You're trying to remember it, or you?
Yeah, because that was one that was messaging me. So she, and I can't remember because I have the Alzheimer's disease too.
Wasting Away, also known as Zombies, is a 2007 zombie comedy film directed by Matthew Cohen, starring Matthew Davis, Julia Robinson, and Michael Grant Terry. The events of the plot takes place from the zombies' point of view. The film uses color footage to show the action from the zombies' point of view, in which they see themselves as normal humans, and occasionally switches to black and white footage to show the zombies from the point of view of the humans.
That's the movie.
Oh boy.
Ah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Murphy. I knew you'd know that.
Look at this interesting. It's the brand is El Becco, which I've never heard of, and I don't think is anything special. But this men's button-down top says in the size tag, it says post office regulation.
That's my shirt.
What? Like, is this?
That's my shirt. Look at my picture. That's my shirt.
I guess, is this like a mail carrier? Shouldn't I ask? Is it Mike, who's a postal carrier? I should ask him what the heck this is. I did not expect that to be in the size tag that it's post
Yeah,
office.
do you have anything about like USPS?
What's that, George?
Does it have like USPS anywhere?
No, nothing else. It doesn't say anything else, and it doesn't say like official uniform. It doesn't have like embroidery or anything like that. It's just a traditional men's button-down shirt in an 18 and a half.
Is it those Chinese fakes?
No, this is union made in USA. I don't know if it's vintage or not, but there's nothing else. I just thought that was interesting. You never know what you're going to get.
Gracias, Mr. Murphy. Yeah, appreciate that, Lee. Yeah.
So going back to your auction idea, I do like that. You know, one of the things that I was taught by Johnny and James up top there is to have multiple, like have more than what you're planning on selling ready, because again, you may find yourself in a position where, I don't know, it's a DVD night and they want all DVDs. So having multiples, like if you ever notice, like when I did, what was the last auction I did? I don't remember, but
we were on Johnny's, I think, with was it Glamoz? When you were doing salami and cheese? It was salami and cheese night.
yeah. That. So if you notice, the table that I had behind me was full of stuff, and there was stuff underneath the table. I didn't show half of the stuff that was on that table.
Yeah, okay.
You know, but I had it ready on the off chance that, you know, I needed to fill more time, or B, something was starting to go a little bit more than say something else. Right. So, you know, it is kind of you know, a throwing the spaghetti against the wall type deal, but having yourself ready, and then, you know, I'm sure you're in a position where your inventory is closely around you and you have an idea of your price. So now, are you keeping a spreadsheet or a Word document with all your stuff on it?
So I had that started, and Johnny gave me sorry, were you going to say something, James?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to suggest to you. You're going to have everything listed on a piece of paper, what the name of it is, and what your number or whatever you're going to go by, and then what price you're going to have it. And then you can just go around and just circle it, check mark or whatever, you know, whatever you want to do. So, you know, you've already sold it. So you already know what it is you're going to sell.
Pardon my reach. So I started doing that, and Johnny was so awesome with me. Like, he helped really coach me, especially for. So I have a Word doc that I started that has each item. It has what its name is, what I'm going to list it for. And then I'm giving everything. I decided to give things letters because if I gave them numbers, I didn't want it to get confusing with my starting price. Right. So I don't want to go in and say, this is item number 5 and it's going for $6, because then that could be confusing, you know? So I decided to go with letters. And Johnny had a great suggestion of having it in a Word doc so that you can then copy that title and just drop it into your little thing so that can be highlighted as it's right up on the screen so that everybody can see, you know, drop it in the chat so everybody can see what it's going for. However, I felt like then that might slow things down too much and make it one extra thing that I had to do. So I was watching, I think it actually might have been 2 old guys watching one of their previous lives, and somebody just took, and this is one that I kind of had started, and it's obviously too small. The ones I kept going with ended up being large.
That would work. That works.
To hold up, you know, what it is. So this is the item, the product, the price, whatever. This is, so now I have
just a marker instead of a pen.
Yeah, right. To go over it larger. So now on the back, it says, so that I can read it, it's antique cut glass salt cellar. It's a set of 6. it's, it's item letter E going for $25, and then I can actually show what it is. So like to do that simultaneous, I felt like might serve me better. And then it's my understanding that the guys are going to keep a running list of what is selling and for how much. And I can always watch back the video to make sure that I have it. So I plan to pretty much not pay any attention or any significant attention to the chat. I feel like the guys, because they're hosting, they'll be able to cue me and say, that's old, move on to the next thing, or to say, could you go back and show that again, or whatever that might be.
And plus, if you're doing a buy it now, you already have the set price, so you know what the selling price is.
Oh, Patrick, is that your example? Yeah, PM2 puzzle set, buy it now, $20. Yeah, that's perfect. Exactly. And yes, James, like that's exactly, just to keep that all organized. Mark will also star all items.
And guess what, honey child? It's, you know what? No matter how much you plan for something, it will not go as planned. It will have mistakes, and you just go on from there and learn from them.
Yeah. I always say control the controllables. So like I plan to have control over everything I can have control over, so that when things are out of my control, well, I've gotten everything organized that is within my control, so that everything that's out of my control, I can give bandwidth to that. And this is like, it's funny because I want to do the live selling so that it doesn't take me time with my listings, the photography and all that stuff. And I'm spending so much time like putting into this first live sale. However, I know that I'm doing this work on the front end. And if I end up enjoying it, and if I end up having success with it, there will be time well invested, so that my systems down the road, it's just, wash, rinse, repeat, going from there. So Johnny said the reason he does the list is because it's also the same list to put on the invoice. I know. And when you said that, I was like, this is brilliant, because then everything, you just copy and paste it where you're going, right? So you don't have to type it and just copy and paste in chat and copy and paste on the invoice. I completely agree. So Johnny, in your opinion, will that slow me down in a buy it now live auction, copying and pasting into the chat what it is, or you think it'll work well? I just don't want, like, I only have a half an hour, right? And so I want to show as many things as I can, but also I don't want people getting bored, and I just want to keep it moving. So I have watched some, in doing my research, where someone's like, it's just taking a minute. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to see the next thing. I'm ready, or
it's no, it's like getting tapped from trees in Michigan in the wintertime. It moves slow. There's certain people that move slow, certain people move fast. Yeah. But you got to worry about the audience now. If it's a buy it now, they can come back and get it later. So you go at your own pace, what makes you feel comfortable, to where you can enunciate every word you want to say.
This from Bucky.
Some people have a hard time to understand what I'm saying.
James says, no, because you will only say what you have and not have to type it in the chat for that type of sale. Okay, yeah.
That's something Johnny would say.
That is something Johnny did say. Yeah.
Yeah,
as well as the number or letter on the price. Yeah. I feel very prepared. I have different price points, and I have things that are new, things that are used, things that are antique, things that are, just run of the mill. I have things for all ages, all genders, and just some other stuff that's like kid or unisex or whatever. So I feel good. I'm excited and ready to go.
Yay!
Good. And you're in good hands, because Mark and Michael will definitely take care of you. So don't worry about that. Yeah. All right. They will keep it moving. They will, they will definitely help you and guide you, just as Johnny did with them, just as Johnny did with me. This community is great. So they know it's your first time. So don't worry about that. You be you, you do you, and everything else will work out in the back end. Now, you did say something, though, earlier about fees, like Poshmark Live and whatnot live fees. Now, you do know there'll be like PayPal fees.
So I plan to process through Venmo for as many as people will have Venmo. I prefer Venmo and then Cash App and then Zelle if they would like that as well. And those are all non-fee based. But for the people who only have PayPal, I will do it through PayPal, but it's not my preferred method of payment processing.
I think a lot of people, and I mean, I could be speaking out of turn, but I think a lot of people on here will use PayPal. So just be prepared for that. Like myself, I've got a Venmo. I've only used it once. I haven't quite wrapped my head around the workings of Venmo, but that's good to know that Venmo doesn't have fees.
Mm-hmm. So Venmo is owned by PayPal. They're the same company. And on Venmo, you can actually open up a business account if you wanted to and have it linked to your personal and use the same banking information. And then there's all the same fees and all of that stuff. But if you're processing it as a personal transaction, there's no fees, which is what I appreciate. And the reason I got upset about that from PayPal is it happened to me twice, actually. I made charitable donations to organizations, just donations. I wasn't purchasing anything. I was just donating. And PayPal took a cut of it. And they didn't even take a cut of my money. They took a cut of like the profits then, you know, like it wasn't like they said, here's your $50 donation. We're going to add on, you know, an additional $2 processing fee or something. They took that $50 and took out of it their payment processing fees. And I was like, no. This is a donation. And so then I got, and this is how I work. I felt so bad for the charity that I got on I was like, I'm going to find a way to talk to the people at PayPal to figure this out. And you could not get a customer service rep to save your life. Like there was literally no way to get them. They hid all of that information. And I just got really frustrated. And so finally I got their automated customer chat, whatever, to get me to the person. And they were like, well, just call the organization and tell, and what did they say? They said, call the organization and tell them to handle it or something. And I was like, this is not okay. So I just got upset about that. I was like, PayPal, you're dead to me. So
now see, PayPal used to have a way to button before you sent money to this person. At one time, they had like 3 little tabs. One was for donation or giving it to family, or no, this is a business transaction. But see, that's why I got that doggy coins. The cryptocurrency. Yep.
Yeah, so they do still have the friends thing on PayPal, but then I feel really weird saying, "Hi, thank you for purchasing from me from my business. I'm going to ask you to do this as a personal transaction because I'm trying to somehow scam PayPal or whatever else." And so and on the other side, like they are providing a service, right? So they're providing my payment processing, so they do deserve some cut of things. But if someone else has Venmo and they're what's that, George?
To charities, they should have a separate thing.
Right. Yes, and yes, for that 100%. But for my business, like for these lives, if somebody has Venmo or Zelle or Cash App, I would so much prefer using that because there aren't any fees. And then if they don't have it, okay, sure, I'll process through PayPal. But it's not my preference. And also because PayPal and Venmo are the same company, I actually think I can invoice somebody through Venmo and they can like pay through PayPal. I think. I'm not 100%.
There's a comment that Mr. Murphy put in a while back. I think it said, "Oh, Becky, oh no, oh bother."
But that was when I was talking about scammers. And
welcome to the world of finance. Mm-hmm. They're not here just to help you move your money around for free now. Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, I know. And I get it. I mean, we're all doing business and stuff. But if I have a way, so again, now my business model is where I'm selling for consigners, as well as I have several things that I'll be selling on Tuesday that are for, it's a consignment client, but you guys hear me talk about it from time to time. It's actually a fundraiser. So these people have donated things to the organization for them to have me sell, and then the organization gets all the profits. So for that, especially, I really want to make sure that PayPal doesn't cut into the charitable donation part of the profit. So again, I'm not going to be a hard ass about it. If somebody wants to pay through PayPal, that's all that they have. That's the only option. Okay, fine. I don't mind, but I would prefer the other options. And you're right. It is, James, it's a cost of doing business, and I pay for all the things and whatever.
Those little souls, those people in hell would like ice water too, but they don't.
Johnny says, I feel if you do all of that prep before your sale, you'll have fun and not have all that to do during the show. Yeah, I agree. I think I've put the work in on the front end so that I can be hopefully smooth sailing. There's a lot of people who buy to resell and do business for invoicing. Okay,
But that's what I said, but with a grain of salt. Now, when I said that no matter how much you plan, there will be something go wrong. That is true. But the more you plan, the less things can go wrong.
So, Johnny, you're saying that you would be charged the fee before you send the amount, so then it would be included. I think I've seen that before with shucks, what's the one where, like, for people who are doing like if someone's house burns down and you is it GoFundMe? I think GoFundMe will say, like, there's a fee, can you pay this to, and then they'll have the person making the
Well, they also get their fees in the background that you don't see. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like I've seen that before where I've like paid it, like, and be transparent, be upfront about it. With the thing with PayPal, and again, this happened twice. Like, it happened after the fact. They were like, "Here's your $50 donation," and then what came out of it? I was like, "What?" It just that left a bad taste. And then when I couldn't get somebody on the phone, I was like, "So you're doing the wrong thing," and I felt like that was like kind of scamming the organization. Again, they're not scammers, but I just felt like it wasn't right. And then when I tried to make it right, they made it very hard to do business with them, and I don't like that. I mean,
it's a pump and dump company. When that African dude, he started that PayPal thing up, and then he sold it and left. What's his name? Elon Musk. Yeah,
Elon Musk.
I don't. Is that? Did Elon Musk start PayPal?
Yeah.
It was one of them, wasn't he?
I don't remember the history.
He sold it to eBay.
Oh, that's right, because eBay and PayPal were like linked up for the longest time.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Because I remember first time I sold on eBay, I had to wait for the check to come in the mail.
That's right, the olden days.
It wasn't that old. That was only in '96.
Back when we had 56K modem and we had to dial in.
You remember that?
And I had to connect using the AOL. And
ICQ was my baby. I love that place. ICQ.
I do miss simpler times on the interwebs. It's kind of funny that we're talking about this because I was watching a documentary about the web series called The Guild. I don't know if you're aware of it or not.
The Guild?
Yeah.
No.
Felicia Day and her group. It was streamed on YouTube years and years and years ago, like 2007, and it was like one of the first like web shows, on YouTube. And it's so funny because that was back before super chats, monetization, and they actually had a PayPal button in their chats to get donations and stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so PayPal, I will give it credit for that too. Like, it was like the first one to come on the scene that really helped us with payment processing.
Well, we had a lot of problems with bounce checks. Oh, it sucked sometimes because we would deposit those checks, and they would bounce and they would get us charged.
Oh, well, that's true, because then you'd have to pay the bank fees and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think also, and I forgot about this too, like with Venmo, one of the things, so you guys know, like sometimes I sell on like for local pickup on Facebook Marketplace and things like that. And with Venmo, you can send them your QR code. Like, it will do a custom generated QR code. And then you just can like copy that or just direct send it through message or even through Facebook message. And that actually makes me feel much safer to be able to let that QR code be my like encrypted payment code. And it might have changed. I actually think I heard somewhere that it did change, but PayPal didn't used to have that. PayPal didn't have the encrypted code. They just be like, look up first and last name. And I just kind of felt like having the QR code made me one step removed from any scammer. So that was the other thing that I just felt more secure with Venmo being linked.
One thing I used before I had to go on run from my moonshine days, but one thing I used was this thing called Square. Now, Square, they sent me this little doodad that I could put on my smarty ass phone, and I could do credit cards. It was a scanner.
So what percentage of people would you say, like in this live selling community, what percentage use Square?
I don't know. I don't know percentage. I only went to the second grade.
I think Square is more for like when you're out at conventions and
flea
flea
market.
markets
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
of that nature.
And
When
selling
you're actually
on the side of the road. Yeah.
when you're actually physically swiping a card.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's what I thought. And then from time to time I hear people saying like, I also accept Square, or where do I see it? I see it on Whatnot? There's some place that I see it for online as like a payment, as like a purchase option. And I'm like, I thought that was just like you were saying, Patrick, for like the swiping, like when you physically have someone physically handing you the card.
No,
and
you can
whatnot.
also do internet over the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, they do invoice. It was convenient for me because it was very user friendly. Because for a person like me, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but it worked. It was nice and easy. And for the first 90 days, they paid all the fees, all the credit card fees. They paid for it.
So I would adapt or adopt.
Yeah, even Johnny, he
Square.
says, I love Square because I can also invoice.
Yeah, so that's what I was just going to say. Like, I would love to add, like, I'd be happy to add that on, especially, maybe that's where, did I see someone doing a live that they said that they invoice through Square? Maybe that's what it was. If it makes my life easier, but I already have, like, I created a custom invoice, not through PayPal, on my own. And I just feel like that and Venmo is my preference. But I guess that's something that I'll have to find out about.
With it, try it out. Try whatever works best for you. That's
well, it's not what works best for me. It's what works best for them. Because at this point, if I say I accept Venmo and everyone's like, "Well, we don't have Venmo. Sorry, we're not buying from you," I'm gonna be like, I accept something else. I will accommodate.
Well, one of the things too you can remember with your PayPal, if when you can write off those fees.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean, you
you
can write them off, but it doesn't ever end up being net. It's not.
It's not a 1-to-1 ratio, is what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, like net zero or yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I'm probably being cheap, but I'm so thoughtful about.
No, you're being frugal. No, don't call yourself cheap. Call yourself frugal.
I'm not offended. The word cheap does not offend me. I am running a small business that I'm making sure I'm very thoughtful about what I spend my money on, how I spend it, what I invest in. And I'm proud of that fact because I treat my business like a business, and I don't just get something because I feel like it's a convenience. I think about it first. Is this really going to help me make more money and whatever else? So yeah, I don't mind doing some of that stuff if it really is. So
frugal is it's like reusing the mason jars for your moonshine. That's frugal. Now you're slurping it off the top before you seal it. That's cheap.
Yeah. Johnny, I will check my email. I thought I gave you the thumbs up early, but I don't think you knew what that was about. So I'll be sure to do that.
Look, guys, I need to pop. So appreciate you.
I love you, Patrick. Thank you for coming on and saying hi for a few minutes. I appreciate that. And thank you again for all of your advice and making me feel very calm and level-headed with this whole thing.
Remember, I have no profound wisdom to share with you. I can only share my experience. With that, night, ladies and gentlemen.
That is profound wisdom. Appreciate it. See you, Patrick. Yeah. And speaking of which, I need to go in about 10-15 minutes too, because then the kids will get home. I promise I'm going to make dinner tonight. George, guess what I'm making? A curry. That's my curry. I know, that's my go-to signature. I could eat curry like every day of the week. And so when I'm
watching this history show and about my family, because they're from back there, way back when in the 1300s, 1400s, 1500s. And I guess they ate a lot of curry back then. I did not know that. The English ate a lot of curry. I did not know.
I think there's all different kinds of curry too. Like the curry that I'm making is more of like a traditional Indian curry versus like there's curries from the Caribbean. There's curries from like the Middle East have different kind of curries. There's green curries and red curries and yellow curries and spicy curries and everything in between. So
I was going to try this the other day. I was going to make a thing of white rice and I was going to put mustard in it.
Oh, Did you end up doing it?
I'm too scared.
Okay. Yeah. The friends don't let friends have rice with mustard.
My teeth are already bad like that. I don't know what my face would be like if I taste that shit. Oh my gosh.
You know what is good? If you put a little bit of cumin on it and then it has like a Middle Eastern flavor. I like that. And actually, cumin has like a kind of a slight lemony flavor. So I don't know if that would be a slight nod to mustard. I don't know. Johnny says, just think of it this way. If you were brick and mortar, you would have to pay for each transaction as well as a monthly fee. And this helps with that. Yes. I totally agree with you. And the fees are much less than when you had your public store. Yeah. And I'm like, I've kind of resolved that it's okay. Like I'm not being that cheap. I'm not like, I'm not doing anything except Venmo. I'm just, that's my preference. And Johnny, I'm curious to see like what percentage of people are interested in Venmo. And I will say that when I'm in my show that I do prefer that or Cash App or Zelle. But if they only have PayPal, I'm an equal opportunity payment processor. Johnny, you had a public store. Like were you selling reselling, or you had like a general store where you actually sold new stuff? I'm getting to know you, and like I keep like peeling back the layers of this onion, and I'm like, wow. It's so cool. And like you too, George, when you said you started your channel, what, 5 years ago? And I love hearing that you said that like that's crazy. And like, the evolution of how your videos have changed, what you've learned, how you've done, things differently. So hold on, that math doesn't add up because you're about to celebrate your 1 year.
Yes.
I caught you.
I did. I started my YouTube channel and I did I think it was like 6 to 8 months worth of content, and it was really bad content. And it was just basically like me going around all the thrift stores, and that was it. And it was before it kind of picked up in the UK. And there was only like, you can count on one hand the amount of reseller YouTubers there were. And I stopped, and then I got a real job. So I left reselling for about a year, 18 months. And then obviously like COVID hit. So then I came back, and after COVID and everything, I said, right, I'll do, because we're allowed out and we're allowed to roam around again, I'll start doing YouTube again. So that's when I started doing YouTube for real in the November last year, basically. So it was about a year after the COVID lockdown was lifted. So yeah, I built up enough like courage to do it again. So, and then it's just gone from strength to strength. And I've just, so it's been a year. It's been a year, Becky. It's been a year.
But it's been a glorious year for you, George. And you're putting together, in my opinion, such thoughtful content. Like you have a beautiful mix, in my opinion, of lives with recorded videos. And your recorded videos, even your lives, you do have like a theme or a concept or a topics, a lot of times, which
I feel like I'm very hodgepodge. Like my editing is very hodgepodge, and it's like, there's a song in the UK called "Getting Away with It All Messed Up." That's me.
Isn't all of us though? Like we just roll with it and like take it 1 minute at a time. But I love that your lives have a theme or like a something to talk about, because I feel like that gives everyone's head, like gives you something to wrap your head around. Like this is kind of the tone for it, versus where I'm just like, hi, anyone want to be my friend? But I also think that like your recorded videos like have a nice mix of thrifting, like watching you out and about, you with friends, you on your travel journeys, and like some interesting like places that you go. And then your what's that?
I do travel quite a lot.
Which is amazing. I'm so jealous. I guess maybe it doesn't seem as interesting for me to travel to another state. Like I'm in New Jersey, versus you go to a whole different country.
I find that interesting. Okay. I suppose it's like with Europe, it's like I can just go over to Ireland for like the day.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the whole day. I'll go to Belgium for like the weekend.
So
and stuff
cool.
Like that.
It's so cool. Yeah. I think that's fascinating. Speaking of which, we have to get, is Louise back from Morocco? We have to get a download on how her trip went and how
I'm not sure she's back. Is she back this week?
I think she was back this weekend, I feel like, but I could be mistaken. We were hoping to connect, but I guess it didn't work out.
There's something I remembered from my second grade class. Now, you'd be surprised about this. Do you know who the first country was to recognize the United States of America?
Oh, was it France?
No, that's what I thought too, but no. Morocco.
Oh,
Here we go. History with Bucky.
Hey, it's my second grade class. I did graduate from there, so I know.
Okay. Johnny said his store was called, or his shop was called Angel Wings Gift Shop and Collections. I love that. Oh my gosh, how cool. And how long did you have that? And you had your own restaurant. Okay, hold on. What did you cook? What style
Well, he's a
cuisine?
Cajun cooker. Cajun roots.
I know, and I know he has his cooking videos, which, like, I mean, does it get any better than that? Was it Cajun though? I mean, I don't want to assume.
I'm assuming. You know what? I am only assuming that. But
I saw them both after I got word I had leukemia and couldn't keep it going because of health. Oh my gosh! And that was 2007. And here's another layer of the onion. Oh my goodness! I can't even imagine.
You know, we've all had many lives. I've had 5 different lives I've lived.
Comfort food. Ooh. Johnny, that's what I'm all about. So I only went to New Orleans. Was I there twice? No, I guess I went twice. And there were so many different flavors that were just like amazing. I fell in love with po' boys. I tried alligator for the first time when I was in New Orleans. And I had different, what was shrimp? Well, of course, like shrimp gumbo. And there was a different seasoning that they put. I forget what like the style or the name of the seasoning was. Something.
Ooh, cayenne pepper. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, it was so good. It was just amazing.
The thing I loved were those things called the hurricanes. Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, hurricanes.
They tasted yummy.
Oh, hurricanes are amazing.
I went there in 2010. I took my sister there for a week and stayed there in the quarter. Yeah. I
was surprised that some restaurants would let you get, so Hurricanes, Georgia, are this like alcohol beverage. Aren't they like bright? They're like bright electric green. Like they look like.
I don't know, but they only were allowed to sell you one.
Well, when I was there, they were selling them. You could go to a drive-through restaurant and get.
Well, you can pick them up and just walk around.
Well, you could get them. First of all, they were serving you in your car. Now, the thought was to take it home or elsewhere and consume it elsewhere. But the fact that they would like give you like a drink caddy, like as if you were at Starbucks or wherever, and like here's your alcoholic beverage, was very alarming to me. But then you could also just open beverage, not open carry. That's weapons.
In public, only if you stayed in the French Quarter. You had to stay.
That's right. Yeah. But it was just like people drinking out on the streets, partying, and this is like day drinking, like in the middle of the day. And maybe I have found my people.
Well, that's what I did because I was on vacation. I went to Jazz Fest because we like our hillbilly music. It's a little bit like jazz, but we had Jazz Fest in 2010. Oh, I like those hurricanes and beignets. Ooh, yeah. Zydeco music. Oh, I love that Zydeco music. Yeah.
Beignets are good too. That's a dangerous.
I've never had beignets, and I only want to have them when I go to New Orleans.
There you go. Yes.
I will only have them in New Orleans. I refuse to. There was a beignets place at this Chatsworth house that I went to at Christmas, the Christmas market, and I was like, no, I can't have them. I've got to have them.
Because you're going to have it. You're saving yourself for the true, authentic experience. I celebrate that. I will do the same thing with blood pudding and for when I come to the UK. No.
Some people, for some reason, everybody likes it. I just, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
But apparently it is really tasty, but I just don't like it. I'm just like,
that's like the thing called seal flipper pie.
What?
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, you never heard of seal flipper pie?
No.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about it, and then I need to get going. My kids are going to be home any second. What's seal flipper pie?
It's made from the seal flipper. And they make it into like a pie crust. And I don't.
Interesting. Well, on that note, now that our stomachs are turned off, I'm going to go make my curry.
I'm going to go to bed.
All right, gentlemen. Yeah, George. It's nighttime for you. I have to get. Yeah, I have to get these things down to my photography station. That'll be simple because they're all new. I'm excited for these. I'm excited that I'm going to be churning them through. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
So thank you
I
for.
did forget to tell you. Yeah, the Bucky Johnson. He's a hillbilly reporter, and he talks about the backward ass country people here in Michigan.
I don't know if Bucky's ever invited back on my channel. I have to tell you, I'm not sure.
Oh, he don't call us. Not like you do. You potty mouth. You.
I know I said that F word. I can't believe I said that.
I
But
know.
I
I had to wash my ears out. I had to check and see I had too much dirty wax in there.
Did I make your ears bleed? It was the title of a show. George did it. George is the one who got me watching that show. It was good though.
Oh.
No, really good show you want to watch. Really good, really good one. It's not for everybody though. I don't know if you mouse you can handle it, but it's a thing called Rats on Cocaine.
No, I haven't heard of that. What is it about?
Lab rats on cocaine.
And it's a show about it though? Is there enough content?
Yeah, and their neighbors are gerbils on opium. Yeah, and they get like an 8-ball every 15 minutes.
That sounds like a fever dream.
It is very demented, yes. But yeah, Rats on Cocaine. It's they have about 13 or so episodes out. Yeah.
It sounds like you might have to be in the right frame of mind to be watching, or state of mind.
You definitely don't want to watch with kids. No. You want to talk about potty mouth. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and on that note, gentlemen, this has been lovely. Thank you for spending some time with me. I did get some good work done, which makes me feel good. And this week, I have no idea. Tomorrow, I might be able to jump on tomorrow. I'm going to be prepping for Tuesday. I'm probably going to be spent. Well, maybe I'll do like a little afternoon breakdown of how I feel that it went for me. Wish me luck, you guys.
What
and
time
maybe
is it on?
So I'll be, it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be your 6 p.m., George. But Johnny graciously offered to switch spots with me. So I'll either be on at 1:15 p.m. my time, which would be 6:15 your time, or 1 hour later than that, which would be your 7:15, my 2:15. So I think I have that remembered right. So, and
you're right. Letters are easier.
I don't have a huge brain capacity for remembering time zones and whatever else. You know what I did say before that I was going to do? I think you called me out on it, James. I was going to put in the actual link to the live show. So let me see if I can do that real quick. What's so funny?
You mean you're gonna pin the stream, the link for this show? It's over.
No, for their live show that I'm coming on that I've been talking about. Live sale was here it is. Okay. So I think I've got it. Copy and paste. Okay. So there it is. So that George, it's easy for you. And you can, James, I know you'll be watching already. I know you follow the guys, but that is the show, and you can like click a notification so it'll come up. And I'm so excited, and I'm so appreciative of them for being patient with me and being willing to have me on, and like willing to teach me everything along.
Well, I think you have the perfect personality for it. I think you're going to do very well, so you don't have to worry about that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually just more excited than anything else, but I do know
you're anxious.
No, I actually think I've planned out as much as I can, and I'm looking forward to it. I know something's going to go wrong because something can't not go wrong, but it'll be something probably stupid. And I teach a class like in front of people, and I'm not the kind of embarrassed person. Like if something goes wrong, I'll just laugh it off because that's life. And so I'm not feeling worried about that. I'm actually I think I'm pretty ready. So anyhow, all right, gentlemen, have a good night. George, tuck yourself into bed. Good night. Bucky's
Night,
lay
night.
off
Later.
stuff. Have a good night, guys. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.